The letter from the HOA arrived on a crisp Monday morning. The kind of morning where the lake behind my house was so still it looked like glass. I sipped my coffee, enjoying the quiet before tearing open the envelope. Dear Mr. Callaway, asterisk. It read, "This is a formal notice regarding the unauthorized storage of your boat on community property per HOA Bylaws Section 12.4. All watercraft must be stored in designated areas or inside private garages. Failure to comply within 7 days will result in a fine of $200 per day until the violation is corrected." I nearly choked on my coffee. My boat, a modest little fishing skiff, had been tied to the dock behind my house for years. Nobody had ever said a word about it. And now, suddenly, it was a problem. I called the HOA president, Linda Whitmore, immediately. "Linda, what's this about my boat?" I asked, trying to keep my voice calm. "Oh, Greg," she said in that overly sweet tone she used when she was about to drop bad news. "We've had complaints. It's an eyesore. An eyesore." My boat was 10 years old, sure, but it was clean, well-maintained, and barely visible from the road. "Who complained?" I asked. "That's confidential, Greg, but rules are rules." I hung up, fuming. The HOA had always been a nuisance, telling people what color they could paint their shutters, how tall their grass could be, but this felt personal. That's when I decided to dig deeper. The discovery of my grandfather had bought this property decades ago, back when the neighborhood was nothing but woods, and the lake was unnamed. He'd built the house himself, and when the developers came in, they built around him. I'd inherited the place after he passed, along with a box of old deeds and land surveys I'd never bothered to look through until now. I spent the next 2 days buried in paperwork, squinting at faded ink and legal jargon, and then I found a survey map from 1952 with a handwritten note from my grandfather. Lake boundary confirmed, all water and land, within marked coordinates, belongs to Callaway family in perpetuity. My heart pounded. I called a real estate attorney who confirmed it. The lake wasn't community property. It was mine. Hashtag the showdown. The next HOA meeting was packed. Linda stood at the front, clipboard in hand, going over the usual complaints. Someone's trash cans were visible from the street. Another resident had painted their mailbox the wrong shade of beige. Then she brought up my boat. "Greg, have you moved your vessel?" she asked, eyebrows raised. I stood up. "Oh, Linda, I haven't, and I won't be." A murmur ran through the room. She sighed. "Greg, we've been patient, but fine. Start tomorrow." I pulled out the deed and the survey map, actually. "Linda, before you start finding me, you might want to take a look at this." I handed her the papers. Her face went pale as she read this. "This can't be right," she stammered. "Oh, it's right," I said loud enough for everyone to hear. "That lake doesn't belong to the HOA, it belongs to me." Silence, then chaos, and the all-out. The next few weeks were a blur. The